The University of Mississippi's arena was filled with anticipation, the kind that hums quietly beneath the surface before a momentous occasion. Every seat was taken, and the air was thick with a sense of purpose, as if everyone present understood that this night would be more than just another event on the calendar. On that late October evening, a somber reflection settled over the crowd. Faces in the audience revealed a mix of grief and gratitude, each person carrying their own memories of Charlie Kirk and the impact he had made on their lives and on the broader conservative movement. The night was dedicated to Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, whose sudden and unexpected death had left a void in the conservative youth movement. His absence was palpable, felt in the quiet moments between speeches and in the collective silence that greeted his image on the screen. On October 29, 2025, Vice President JD Vance stepped onto the stage, not to replace Kirk, but to honor his legacy by engaging in open debate with students. Vance's presence was both a tribute and a challenge, a signal that the work Kirk began would not end with him. Vance, a friend and political ally, understood that true tribute meant facing tough questions, not just delivering platitudes. He welcomed the opportunity to listen, to be challenged, and to continue the tradition of spirited, sometimes uncomfortable, dialogue that Kirk had championed. The event was more than a rally. It was a memorial and a test of whether Kirk's spirit of open dialogue could endure. Students and attendees sat in reflective silence, aware that the evening was as much about the future as it was about honoring the past. The decision for Vance to fill in was personal, rooted in a shared vision for the country's future. Their partnership had been built on mutual respect and a belief in the power of conversation to shape ideas and inspire action. As the lights dimmed and Charlie Kirk's image appeared on the screens, the audience was reminded of his enduring impact. His legacy was not just in the organization he built, but in the countless young people he inspired to speak up, to question, and to participate in the national conversation. Outside the arena, small groups gathered in quiet conversation, sharing stories about Kirk's influence and the ways he had encouraged them to think critically and engage with the world around them. Vance's role was to bridge Kirk's legacy with the present, showing that public discourse must continue, even in loss. He spoke not only of Kirk's achievements, but of the responsibility each person in the room now carried to keep the conversation alive. The stage was set for a heartfelt continuation of a friend's life's work. Flowers and photographs served as reminders of the man they had lost, but also of the mission that remained unfinished. Tonight, the conversation, and the challenge, would go on, echoing Kirk's belief that the future belongs to those willing to engage, to question, and to remember. Vice President Vance began with a personal story, recalling a heated but principled phone call from Charlie Kirk about Middle East policy. Kirk's willingness to challenge even his allies showed his commitment to principle over party. Vance emphasized that disagreement was a sign of respect and intellectual honesty in their friendship. Friendship isn't about telling people what they want to hear, Vance told the students. This set the tone for the evening, candid, respectful, and rooted in the pursuit of truth. The story humanized Kirk, revealing him as a thoughtful patriot, not just a political icon. Vance's memory was both a tribute and a lesson in the value of honest relationships. True friends, he said, push you to be better, even when it's uncomfortable. Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow and new CEO of Turning Point USA, addressed the audience for the first time since her husband's assassination. Her presence was a symbol of resilience, and her message was one of strength and determination. Erica called the event a spiritual reclaiming of territory, refusing to let violence have the final word. She thanked the thousands of students for their support, urging them to carry Charlie's legacy forward. Her words were a call to action, not just an introduction. Erica spoke of Charlie's passion and belief in young people's power to change the world. Her courage transformed personal sorrow into inspiration for the movement. She made it clear, this was not a retreat, but a renewed commitment to free speech and open debate. Erica Kirk's introduction ended with a powerful statement, "No one will ever replace my husband, but I do see some similarities in Vice President JD Vance." Her words hung in the air, echoing through the hall and settling in the hearts of everyone present. The audience, already moved by her courage, listened in rapt silence as she spoke of loss, resilience, and the hope that can emerge from tragedy. The moment was raw and vulnerable, bridging personal grief with public hope. Faces in the crowd reflected a mix of sorrow and admiration, as if the entire room was united in a single, shared emotion. As Vance joined her on stage, their emotional hug captured the nation's attention. It was more than a gesture. It was a silent conversation, a moment of mutual understanding between two people shaped by loss. It was a deeply personal embrace, symbolizing shared sorrow and solidarity. In that instant, the boundaries between public and private life seemed to dissolve, replaced by a sense of genuine connection. The image went viral, resonating as a display of empathy and support. Social media lit up with messages of encouragement, and news outlets replayed the moment, highlighting its significance in a world often starved for authentic compassion. Vance's support for the Kirk family was evident, having helped carry Charlie's coffin after his death. This act of solidarity was not just symbolic, but a testament to the deep bonds formed in times of hardship. The hug became a metaphor for the evening. Grief shared, burdens lightened. It reminded everyone that even in the darkest moments, there is strength in unity and comfort in community. It stripped away political formality, revealing the human truth of loss and community. The vulnerability on display encouraged others to open up, to lean on one another, and to find hope in togetherness. The embrace promised that Charlie's legacy was in caring hands. It was a pledge that his memory would inspire compassion, action, and a renewed sense of purpose among those he left behind. In that moment, the movement's strength was on full display. The crowd's applause was not just for a speech or a gesture, but for the enduring spirit of community, resilience, and hope that carried everyone forward. After the tributes, Vance opened the floor to student questions, embracing the unscripted debate Kirk had championed. The first major topic, immigration. A student challenged Vance on his stance to limit legal immigration. Vance responded by focusing on the need for community and social cohesion, not just policy details. "We've got to become a common community again," he explained, arguing that high immigration numbers challenge national unity. His position was about the pace and scale of immigration, not rejecting individuals. By framing the issue around community, Vance encouraged deeper discussion beyond economics or law. It was a hallmark of Kirk's style, inviting students to wrestle with the cultural dimensions of policy. The conversation took a thoughtful turn as the topic shifted to the role of religion in public life. A curious student raised a question about the place of prayer in schools, sparking a lively and respectful exchange among the participants. Vance responded by affirming his Christian faith, sharing how it shapes his values and worldview. However, he was quick to emphasize that he would never impose his beliefs on others, underscoring the importance of religious freedom in a diverse society. He spoke about the need to protect the rights of all faiths, not just his own, and the value of living in a country where everyone can worship, or not, according to their conscience. "That's not what God wants, and that's not what I want," he said, drawing a clear line between personal conviction and coercion. Vance explained that true faith is about choice, not compulsion, and that genuine belief cannot be forced upon anyone. The discussion soon became more personal, when an audience member asked about his interfaith marriage, inviting Vance to share how he and his family navigate their differences at home. Vance opened up about his marriage to Usha, who is Hindu, describing how they approach their differing beliefs with mutual respect and understanding. He explained that together, they made the decision to raise their children in the Christian faith, but always with an appreciation for their mother's heritage and traditions. He candidly admitted that he hopes his wife might one day embrace Christianity, but he is careful to honor her autonomy and her right to her own beliefs. Their relationship, he said, is built on honest conversations, patience, and a willingness to learn from each other. This openness and willingness to engage with differences, rather than avoid them, showed how love and respect can bridge even the deepest divides. Their story is a testament to the power of empathy and understanding in family life. Vance's experience illustrated that navigating belief, whether in marriage, family, or a nation, requires honest, open communication and a commitment to listening as much as speaking. The evening's theme of unity through dialogue was reinforced, reminding everyone that our differences can be a source of strength when approached with respect and a genuine desire to understand one another. Students pressed Vance on Republican Party divisions, specifically the rift between Trump and Representative Thomas Massie. Vance explained the conflict as a matter of reliability and teamwork, not just policy disagreements. Every time we've needed Thomas for a vote, he's been unwilling to provide it, Vance said. He described the importance of party unity in achieving legislative goals. While principled stands are admirable, consistent refusal to support the party can hinder progress. Vance's answer offered a candid look at the strategic realities of politics. He emphasized that governing is a team effort, where trust and compromise matter. The students got a rare glimpse into the practical side of political alliances. Vance's frankness embodied the spirit of open debate Kirk had championed. As the night ended, it was clear the event was a living tribute to Charlie Kirk's principle, fearless pursuit of truth through open dialogue. Students asked tough questions on immigration, faith, and party politics, engaging with respect and curiosity. Vance honored Kirk's legacy by answering with honesty and depth, never dodging difficult topics. He treated students as active participants, not passive listeners. The event was a model of civil discourse in a polarized era. Students left with a deeper understanding of opposing views and the value of debate. Kirk's legacy was not about specific beliefs, but about the power of conversation. The work of fostering open debate on campuses would continue, inspired by his memory. The night at the University of Mississippi was a lesson in the power of respectful conversation to build strong communities. In a divided world, listening has become a radical act. The event showed that dialogue, even amid disagreement, is essential for a healthy society. The friendship between Vance and Kirk embodied this principle, challenging ideas, not people. Students learned that progress comes from engaging with opposing views, not echo chambers. The experience equipped them to be advocates and respectful citizens in a diverse society. A strong community values questions as much as answers, seeing debate as a shared journey. Charlie Kirk's legacy, honored by Vance, is a reminder that our future depends on having difficult conversations with grace and respect. The most important conversations are often the hardest and the most necessary.